Welcome to Local Edition on Time Warner Cable. I'm Steve Swatt with the Sacramento Report. In the next few minutes, we're going to talk about a move at the state capitol to make a fundamental change the way some city council members in some cities are elected, and it's a move that could make dramatic changes in the makeup of city councils. My guest this segment is Covina Assemblyman Roger Hernandez. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
So we're talking about a number of larger cities that right now elect their city council members on an at-large basis. And so why don't you explain what the problem is as you perceive it?
Well, when California established the general law model for municipalities, many of the communities across California started with anywhere between perhaps 500 residents to 5,000 residents. Now many of the same communities are well over 100,000 in population. They're not homogenous like where they once started. They're now very diverse communities, socioeconomically, ethnically, and in the views. And unfortunately, as these communities have grown, the power of the council leadership has kind of been, in many communities, passed down from those that were more in favor with the power of the country club leadership of the respective community. And that means, in a de facto sort of way, leaving power in one neighborhood, or usually in the higher echelon areas of a particular city, and leaving some areas, again, historically disenfranchised. This seems to be the case in many of these cities that are now finding themselves over 100,000 in population with open or at-large elections. So my bill seeks to give more empowerment to all neighborhoods that find themselves in these larger cities. And
I guess if you just look at the facts and look how many of these elections have happened in those cities, those larger cities that have gone from an at-large election system to a district election system, more minorities representing certain pockets in the city, more underrepresented individuals now getting representation on the city council.
Yes, absolutely. And I believe it's just we're drawing from California's power, and we draw a lot of our creativity. We draw so much of our innovation from the diversity that makes up California. Why not allow our cities to also derive that same level of leadership and understanding of one's own town from the decision-making table? Let's not allow any neighborhood to go 30, 40, 50 years without having some representation at the dais. I think it'll lead to better appropriation of the city's resources and just a better representation of the faces and different cultures that make up a community.
The League of California Cities and some cities are fighting this legislation, and let me just throw out some of the things they're saying. One, you should let the locals decide how they want to conduct their legislation, and the two, you would just introduce a lot of chaos and costly chaos into the local election system if you change it.
Right, I've heard those points, and those points really don't hold any water. I'll tell you why. That's exactly what we want to do with the concern about locals deciding. We want to hear from local people. We want to hear from the local Asian community, the local African American community, the local Hispanic community that have gone many years without representation, in communities where these minority groups are now plurality, if not majority of these communities. We want to hear from the local LGBT community that may be significant in many of these towns that doesn't have representation in the local city council.
They can't win citywide, but they can win a city council seat in one district.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it doesn't get more local than that. At the end of the day, it's not the city council that's the people. The neighborhoods are the people. That's where the power comes from.
All right. Well, we're out of time for this segment. We could go on for quite a while, but Roger Hernandez, thanks for coming by and talking about it. It's a very interesting issue, and we're going to watch its progress as the legislation moves forward.
Thank you. It's a pleasure being here.
And thanks to our viewers also for watching Local Edition on Time Warner Cable.